Welcome to Coffee Talk. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace, and welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast show. This is our weekly cultural studies show where we give props and pay homage to our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our ancestors, our poets, and our people. I'm your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is the Cultural Variety Podcast show. Welcome. Peace. Thank you for the applause. How y'all doing tonight? It's a beautiful Monday. And today is November 20th. How was y'all's Monday today? Let me know how your Monday was. You know, some people panic when Monday comes and they get anxiety and they stress themselves out. And then you have others that can adapt right to it and get to work and get on their course, on their path. So shouts out to both people, but let me know how's your Monday on a scale of 1 through 5, with 5 being like excellent, 4 being great, 3 being okay, 2 being so, and 1 I need to talk to somebody. Go ahead and leave a rated number in the chat tonight. Go ahead and do that for us here at Coffee Talk Podcast. We always appreciate our supporters, and we also want to be here for our supporters. So, you know, we always here with a shoulder to lean on and an ear to listen to you. So no doubt. All right, listen, it is Monday. And again, this is our cultural studies night. You know, this is where we give props to our people. You know what I'm saying? A little history on this particular show, and it's an alternate show, by the way, because we do appear on Sundays as well as Mondays. But as a little kid, I used to watch The Reading Rainbow with LeVar Burton. I also used to watch Mr. Rogers. You know, some of you kids today might not know about them, and some of you kids that like to do research and check out history, y'all go ahead and check out who those two people were. Those two people were quite important to young minds that enjoyed reading and, you know, literature, just enjoy studying, you know what I'm saying? Especially around the times of the 90s, when you used to have a bunch of conscious music that was really inspiring and influencing you to go into true hip hop. And as you did that, you start to learn more about our Black scholars. So that's why I created this show, Coffee Talk Podcast. And this is our cultural studies show. So as I always tell people, our culture is very broad. You know what I mean? So you're going to get a little bit of this week, a little bit of that next week, and whatnot. But tonight, being that it's almost 8:30 Central Standard Time, I want to go ahead and read a book for the kids. So parents, y'all can chill, relax, grab you something to sip on, get you some flavor, kick your feet up, prop your feet up, and relax. You know what I mean? Like you always do at Coffee Talk Podcast. And how about bring your kids closer? Turn on the radio, turn on the TV, because we're live on YouTube. Do what you do, because you already know about Coffee Talk Podcast, and allow us to have your young minds tonight, your kids, your teenagers. Come on in. We're going to go ahead and talk about a book by an author by the name of Margaret Musgrove. She put this beautiful illustrated book together called Ashanti to Zulu. And I got to say this, pictures are by Leo and Diane Dillon. So this is our book for this week. And I want to go ahead and show this book. Let's see if the camera can pick it up. Okay, maybe not because of the thing. If you can see that, leave me in the comments and let me know. We're always supporting great authors, and you know how we do it. So that's what we're going to read tonight here at Coffee Talk Podcast. But if this is your first time tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast, we never start the show without giving you the flavor as well as the wise words. You know what I mean? So tonight's flavor is kind of chilly here in the Twin Cities. It's kind of chilly here in the Midwest. You know what I mean? So tonight's flavor on a warm, cozy night, everybody at home safe. How about a blueberry smoothie? That's right, a blueberry smoothie. Why a blueberry smoothie? Because it's nice, it's chill, it's full of antioxidants, and it's all about staying healthy. So grab some of that, leave that sugar alone, leave that candy alone, grab a little of that blueberry smoothie. And by the way, blueberry smoothie got sugar in it too, but maybe more natural. Well, I had to throw that in, right? All right. Welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. All right. Now, moving forward, our next our wise words, I should say, not next, but our wise words for tonight, because we never start the show without giving you the flavor as well as the wise words. This person, I was inspired when I first heard him speak, first heard him teach. He's one of our great ancestors. He was born on June 15th, 1953 in Chicago. He's one of our master teachers. He's one of our greatest scholars. He goes by the name of, you know what, before I give you the name, let me give him some more bill because that's my man. He also graduated in 1974 with a Bachelor of Science degree in economics. 10 years later, he went and got his doctorate's degree. And in 1973, he adopted the name, no other than Dr. Kwanzaa Kunjufu. Now, if you don't know who Dr. Kwanzaa Kunjufu is, before I go into the wise words, I just want to let you know he's one of our greatest scholars. He takes pride in teaching and building our Black men and women up, teaching Black achievement, you know what I mean? Teaching Black economics. He has a book. He has several books out, but I'm just going to give you a few, just drop a few jewels to add to the flavor. But he has a book called Black Economics Solutions for Economic and Community Empowerment. He also has three of the greatest books that everyone should have in their library. The Conspiracy to Destroy Black Males, volumes 1, 2, and 3. So that's Dr. Kwanzaa Kunjufu. And his wise words for tonight is this: write down important formulas, facts, definitions, and or keywords in the margin first, so you won't worry about. I'm gonna say it again. Listen closely. Dr. Kwanzaa Kunjufu stated, write down important formulas, facts, definitions, and or keywords in the margin first, so you won't worry about. What does that mean to you? Go ahead and leave that in the comments here at Coffee Talk Podcast. And yes, those are the wise words of Dr. Scholar, Master Teacher, Dr. Kwanzaa Kunjufu. If you don't know who Dr. Kwanzaa Kunjufu is, you definitely can go to YouTube, type his name in, and you can check out some videos. It will be very enlightening for your family as well as your kids. You know what I'm saying? Definitely well worth it. All right. So welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. As we get ready to go into our story for tonight, I want to just give a big shout out to Clark Atlanta University for making history, being the first HBCU to offer a media sales, operation, and marketing programs. These programs are going to be starting in the fall in 2026. All juniors and seniors that will be attending Clark Morehouse College, and Spelman during that time are all eligible to go into their final 2 years of their 4-year degree and be able to enroll in the programs such as media sales, operations, and marketing programs. So big shout out to Clark Atlanta University, and that's dope, right? All right. So as I was stating, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the book again. Tonight's book reading is called Ashanti to Zulu by author Margaret Musgrave. This is the time where you go pour yourself some water, some wine, a smoothie, a latte, a cappuccino, or a beer for that. You shouldn't be drinking on Mondays. But go ahead and pour you something and enjoy Coffee Talk Podcast flavor. All right, let's do the book now. This is Ashanti to Zulu. So basically, this book is 26 letters of the alphabet. So we're going to be breaking down a short story of every letter. Now, I understand that this is a late night. Your parents got you watching this show tonight, and they watching it too, so they're enjoying themselves. But we're going to try to get to all 26 letters of the alphabet. And if we can't, depending on if where the energy's at, we get back to it the following week here on our cultural studies night. But I know we can get through it, right, y'all? Right? All right. Let's begin, shall we? Ashanti to Zulu. Ashanti to Zulu. Let's begin. Ashanti weavers make a beautiful cloth called kente. They weave it in the bright silk threads and give each different design a name. One which is mostly yellow is called gold dust. Another, called When the Queen Comes to Accra, is a favorite of many Ashanti women. One Man Cannot Rule a Country was designed especially for Ghana's first president, the Ashanti King. Drapes himself in a special kente that only he may wear. A is for Ashanti. B, B, the letter B. B is for Bayole. A crocodile holding a big fish in its mouth is a sacred symbol. A Bayole legend tells of a war with the Ashanti. The Ashanti had chased the Bayole to a deep river. There was no bridge, so the Bayole asked the crocodiles to help them across. The crocodiles agreed, but in return, they demanded the most precious thing in the Bayole that people had. Tearfully, the queen gave them her only son. Then the crocodiles lined up side by side in the water, and the Bayole walked across their backs to safety. B is for Bayole. You guys want to see the picture? Should we try to put that on the camera there? Can you see that? Probably not. Again, I do apologize if I am I got green screen going on. The letter C. The letter C. C is for Shaga. C is for Shaga. Shaga children grow up in groups with other children of the same age and sex. Often a group takes a name that sounds brave or proud. The children work, play, and go to school together. In a special initiation ceremony, they all become adults at the same time. Shaga priests perform the ceremony in traditional costumes, and sometimes the children's faces are painted. After a big celebration, the children are considered adults. Are y'all enjoying the story so far? Me too. And thank you for tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast. D, the letter D. The letter D is for doggone. The doggone people are farmers. They live in Mali, where they carve their fields into the rugged mountains like wide, flat stair steps. Then they build stone walls to keep the steps from being washed away by rain or blown away by wind. The letter D, D is for doggone. D is for doggone. The letter E, E. The letter E is for Eve. Is for Eve. Eve drummers talk with drums. A long time ago, Eve drums sent news to people miles and miles away. Today, there are telephones and telegraphs in Africa, but the drums still talk. On special occasions, the Ewe drum and dance together. So the drum and dances together. The talking drums tell everyone what the dance is about and what steps to do. These drums have strings stretched from top to bottom all around them. By squeezing the strings against their bodies as they hit the drums, the drummers can make the voices higher or lower. These are the Eve drummers. E is for Eve. Let me know if you're enjoying the show tonight. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share. Let them know Coffee Talks on tonight. It's our cultural studies night. And also, you can check us out on YouTube as well as subscribe. Again, tonight's reading for cultural studies night is Ashanti to Zulu. It is the 26 letters of the alphabet in short story form. And we are at letter F. Letter F is Defanti. Defanti offer their guests white, bubbly palm wine that has a clean, fresh smell. The wine comes from tree trunks, and the Fanti chop down or tap palm trees to get it. People sip it from gourds called calabashes. Before drinking, a person pours a little wine on the ground and says, "Come drink with us." This is called pouring libation, and it is done to honor our ancestors. So, see, boys and girls, and ladies and gentlemen that are watching the show, as we was coming up in the '90s, and we were pouring out a little liquor, according to how the song that Pac had made, and that was in movies as well as in our communities, people would pour out a little liquor to pay homage to their lost soldiers, they lost friends, family, and that wasn't by coincidence. It is ingrained in us to always do that. So as you can see, the Fonte people actually will pour out their wine and say, "Come drink with us." This was called the pouring libation, and it was done to honor ancestors, y'all. How dope is that? Coffee Talk Podcast. Who gives you the flavor on a Monday night? Cultural studies. The next letter is G. G. G is for Ga. G is for Ga. G. Women make fufu by pounding boiled white yams with long, thick sticks. This makes the hot yam smooth and pasty. Before eating it, the family members roll the steamy fufu between their fingers and dip it into a stew. The whole family eats the fufu from the same bowl. It is Ga tradition to use only the right hand to touch food. That's deep. You only use the right hand to touch food when you eating your fufu. Let us know what your thoughts are on that. Let us know. Leave a comment. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you let them know Coffee Talk Podcast is on. We appear 3 days a week. Tonight is our cultural studies night. May you enjoy the show. The next letter is H. H meaning Hashu. Hashu. Hashu men are called to prayer 5 times each day. A strong voice rings out like a song, chanting, Allah is great in the tower of a mosque. Allah is their God, and Islam is their religion. The mosque is their church. When they hear the call, Hassa men bow low in prayer. Hassa. I would love to show you all these pictures. Maybe if you leave a comment, I'll go ahead and drop one on your page or send one to you. These are great pictures. And if not, I'll tell you what, make sure that we support the author, Margaret Musgrave, as we do all authors here at Coffee Talk Podcast. And again, tonight's book, if you want to order it, go to the library, buy it, whatever you want to do. But tonight's book reading is Ashanti to Zulu, the African Traditions by author Margaret Musgrave. So definitely make sure that we continue to support authors, we continue to support literature, and we continue to give you the flavor here at Coffee Talk Podcast. The next letter is I. The next letter is I. The Ikuma. The Ikuma. The Ikuma gather honey to eat and sell. There is a tiny bird in their land which loves honey but cannot get into the beehives. When this bird sees a person, it becomes excited and flies to him. Fluttering and chattering, it leads the way through the bush to a hive. The Akoma always reward the bird with a gift of honeycomb. Otherwise, they say it may never help them find honey again. Letter I for the Akoma. The next letter is letter J. Letter J. The letter J, the Jawa, the Jaya. The letter J, the Jawa. The Ja are herders in the lovely green land of Uganda. The men spend most of their time roaming the land with their cattle, while the women do the farming. Ja men love their animals so much that they name themselves after them. The animals are named for the colors and markings on their skin, and the men take these same names. It's the Ja, the Ja. Our next letter, excuse me, our next letter is the letter K. Our next letter is the letter K. The short, weary Kong people know where to find water under the desert sand and how to get it. They carry reeds in their skin bags. When they find a place where there is water, they push the reeds into the sand and slowly suck up the water. They store it in huge ostrich eggshells. This is the letter K for Kong, which is Kung. Kong. How y'all doing tonight? Let me know. Leave a comment. Hit the like button. Let us know. It's Cultural Studies Night here at Coffee Talk Podcast. And tonight, we are paying homage by giving you a reading titled Ashanti to Zulu by author Margaret Musgrave. I am your host, Mashuma Saba. This is our Cultural Study Night here on Coffee Talk Podcast, Cultural Variety Podcast Show. The next letter is L. The next letter is L. The Lozi lived by the Zambezi River. Every winter, when it floods their land, they get into their boats and move to higher ground. First comes a black and white striped barge called the Nalakwanda. The Nalakwanda. On it is a white cabin in which the paramount chief and the royal family ride. Boats of all sizes, shapes follow the chief's barge, filled with people, stoves, and even cows. They move through the treetops, stilt houses to higher ground. This is the letter Lozi, and they live by the Zambezi River. Next is the letter M. Next is the letter M. M is for the Maasai. M is for the Maasai. Men groom their long, thick hair with red clay and cow grease. Dozens of tiny, neat braids flow over their strong, lean shoulders, pulled and looped into fancy styles. The braids flop heavily when they run or jump. It is Maasai custom for the women to shave their heads and wear pounds and pounds of jewelry made of beaded iron and copper wire. They soothe the skin under the heavy wires with special leaves and grease. This is the Maasai. This is the Maasai. The letter M is the Maasai. Next, the letter N. The letter N, Nadaka. The letter N, Nadaka. Nadaka people wrap a bride in so much cloth that no one knows how big she is. They circle her head with yards and yards of colorful material and make her a veil of sparkling, clinking beads. Nadaka men lift her to their shoulders on a platform of young trees covered with flowers. A cloth stretched above her seat protects her from the hot sun. Flute players and singers dance gaily beside her as she rides to the groom's village. The Nadaki. Did y'all listen to that short story there? Did you envision other cultures that do that? Such cultures in China, Hong Kong, and things like that. Their women dress in let me know what that's called. Is that in those variety of linen robes or silk robes? Let us know. Leave that in the comments. It's a great book, by the way. Are y'all with me tonight? Let me know you're with me. This is Coffee Talk Podcast, the cultural variety podcast show. And tonight is our cultural studies. The next letter is O. 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 For Wadi. For Wadi. And that's spelled Ouadai. Wadi is how that's pronounced. The Wadi market is held under leaf cantaloupes. The sun is very hot, so palm leaves are woven together and stretched over sticks. Market women sit under these shelters and sell dates, meat, cloth, and other things. Their shrill voices call out as their hands and eyes beckon. Customers must bargain with them for fair prices. People shake their heads and walk away, but they come back. Bargaining is serious business, but it's a lot of fun too. Bargaining. The word bargaining, people, is like, let's say you have a thesis you have to write out, or you have an essay you have to write out, or you have to write out a book report and you need some help with it. So you go to one of your friends or associates in your classrooms, on your college campuses, or even in your corporate world, and you need some help getting something done. So you bargain with them. They go ahead and they do help you with what you need to get done, and you in return help them in what they may need. This is called bargaining. It's also called the barter system. You know, check that out. Let's go ahead and finish. And we are almost done with our 26 words, reading the book Ashanti to Zulu by author Margaret Musgrave. Y'all got to forgive me on my beard right now. I know I'm rough and rugged, but I had to be here because our cultural studies night, and I'm here for our people that support the show. The next letter is P. P as in Pondo. P as in Pondo. P. Pondo boys love to spar with sticks. Each boy uses 2 sticks. He holds one in the middle and uses it to protect himself. He holds the other by the end and tries to hit his opponent with it. Moving rhythmically, the boys dodge and dart, trying to fool each other about where they will strike next. There is only one rule: a boy cannot hit his opponent's knuckles. The winner's prize is often the heart or liver of a freshly killed animal. The letter P, Pondo. What do y'all think about that? Fighting with sticks. I've actually saw something like that before. I don't know if it was on one of those uh, destination shows or whatnot, but it's definitely interesting. I would say again, go to one of your video outlets to check that out, uh, and just type in Pondo Boys. That's Pondo, Pondo Boys, and watch how they spar and fight with sticks. And as we learned, you can't hit them in the knuckles. But damn, you can get hit in your head, your eye, whatever else. Definitely got to be tough to be a Pondo boy. Big shouts out to Pondo boys all throughout the, the country, the world, I should say. I was about to stumble, right? But y'all know what I mean. The world. The world, Craig. All right. Next letter. The next letter is Q. The next letter is Q. It, and the word is Kimbandi. Kimbandi. And that's spelled Quimbande. Kumbande. Kumbande children have as many as 25 brothers and sisters if their father can afford them. A wealthy Kimbande man can have many wives. Each wife lives with her children in a separate house in his compound. In the middle of the compound is the small yard where the women cook meals and the children play. The man visits the houses of his different wives on different nights. This is Kimbande, and these are Kimbande children. Q is for Kimbande. Well, y'all heard what that story is, as we all hear every day on a day to day about different types of marriages and things like that. Go ahead and leave a comment on Kimbande, and what's your thoughts on that? Go ahead and leave a comment. Make sure you hit the share button and make sure you subscribe. This is Coffee Talk Podcast. The next letter is R. The next letter is R. The nomadic Rendali live in movable houses. The women load their houses and belongings onto donkeys when they move from place to place. These houses are made of branches bent into round shapes and look a little like igloos. The Rendali can take their huts apart whenever they need to move. It is easy for them to put the huts back together again. R is for Rendali. R is for Rendali. Where you get this type of flavor at? Old media is not giving you a black man that knows how to read and push and encourage young children to continue to read. That's why we bring you the best. We bring you the flavor 3 times a week. Coffee Talk Podcast. Don't be late. Come get some of the flavor. The next letter is S. The next letter is S. S. When a Sutu girl marries, she does not carry a banquet of flowers. She holds a magical beaded dowel. The dowel has no arms or legs, but it does have earrings. Its body is a bright beaded cone. It is Sutu custom for the bride to name the dowel. Later, when she has her first baby, she gives this same name to her child. That is called Sutu. A Sutu girl does this. We're at the letter T, y'all. We getting close. Support me, cheer for me. Let me know. We can finish it. We can finish it. I love this vibe tonight. You know, go ahead and leave us a comment. Let us know you're supporting us here at Coffee Talk Podcast. This is a great vibe. This is for our young people, our elders, our people that love to hear good stories. We're giving you the flavor tonight here at Coffee Talk Podcast. The next letter, is T. T. T is a beautiful Tuareg singer that sits in front of a tent playing a musical instrument with one string. As the sun sets in the desert sky, she sings in a high voice while Tuareg men sit on the ground and pass around a bowl of milk. They lift their veils to sip. This is Aha, a Tuareg party. The Tuaregs are called the people of the veil, but only the men wear veils. When Aha breaks into small groups, the women will do most of the talking. The men will peer over their veils, listening with great respect to poetry and stories of the women. This is called Tuareg, the Tuareg singers. Men in veils, huh? That's quite interesting. What's y'all's thoughts on that? I have seen that again in like Destiny shows and stuff like that, but not too much. I know about it. Definitely down to learn. That's what we do here at Coffee Talk Podcast. The next letter is the letter U. The next letter is the letter U. Uga. Uga. The Uga people collect cola nuts. The nuts are small and hard with pink shells. The Uga chew pieces of them like gum to keep them from getting thirsty. After many years of chewing, their teeth become black. Cola nuts are offered to visitors as a sign of friendship and welcome, and priests use them in many important ceremonies. So the Oga people collect cola nuts. What do you know about cola nuts? I'm not saying pause, not to that one, because perhaps if you research later tonight or after this show the benefits of cola nuts, let us know what you find. Leave it in the comments. We'll definitely give you a big shout out on the next episode of Coffee Talk Podcast, Cultural Studies Night, next Monday. Next letter is V. V is for the Vi people. The letter V is for the Vi people of Libya. The people of Libya carry almost everything on their heads. Men, women, and children hold their backs straight and their heads high to balance their loads. Sometimes that they carry are light like cloth or small bowls. Other loads are so heavy and wide that a man needs help to get them on his head. Even women with babies on their backs balance heavy trays of food and huge basins of water on their heads. They move gracefully under these loads and almost never drop anything. This is the vibe, people of Libya, Liberia. I'm sorry, Liberia. Well, I'm just saying. Some to know my words. Forgive me. Oh, so cool. Well, thank you for supporting the show, Coffee. All right. The next letter is W. The next letter is W. W. The Wagenia fishermen move carefully on catwalks above the dangerous rapids of the Congo River. Over 1,000 different kinds of fish fill this river, some of them weighing 300 pounds. The fisherman checks to see if there are any fish in their giant hand woven bamboo traps. Some of the traps are 10 feet wide at the mouth and 15 feet long. It is the job of young Virginia boys to clean and repair them. W is Virginia, Virginia fishermen. What's your thoughts on the fishermen? Next, we are at X, you guys. We are making it. We are making it through the 26 letter alphabet. And our book read for tonight, Ashanti to Zulu, African Traditions by author Margaret Musgrave. So we are at X. If you've been with me the whole time, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, emoji, or something, or hit the like button and let us know you've been here for the whole ride, all 26 words. And I will give you a shout out next Monday on the show. The next word, or letter, I should say, is X for Kusa. The word is Kusa, but it's spelled Xosa. Kusa. The Kusa people in South Africa wear blankets to keep warm. The blankets are an orangey copper color, but they were white at first. The Kusa rub a red earth called ochre into the white blankets to get the coppery color. Usa men and women are a striking sight wrapped in their copper blankets, smoking their long pipes. Man, that sounds dope, don't it? That's a beautiful color, copper. Let me know what y'all know about the benefits of copper. Go ahead and leave that in the comments as well. Go ahead and leave that in the comments if you know what are some of the benefits health wise with copper. Leave that in the comment. And also, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe here at Coffee Talk Podcast. The next letter, we're down to the last two letters, y'all. Let's go ahead and give ourselves another round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The next letter is the letter Y. Y stands for the Yoruba. The Yoruba artists carve beautiful statues to honor mothers and children. One statue called the Abiji celebrates the birth of twins. If one dies, the Abiji takes his place and keeps the twins together. Everything that is done to the living twin is done to the Abiji. The Abiji. And the letter Y represents Yoruba. And finally, we make it to letter Z. That's right, letter Z. Before I go ahead and give you the reading of letter Z in the great book that we are reading tonight, Ashanti to Zulu, African Traditions by author Margaret Musgrave. I must say, man, it's been a pleasure to go through 26 letters of a beautiful, beautiful book, a beautiful, beautiful read, beautiful pictures. I recommend that, again, you should go out, support this author. Her name is Margaret Musgrave. The book is entitled Ashanti to Zulu, African Traditions. Make sure you get that book. Make sure you continue to support and let them know Coffee Talk Podcast gave them big props tonight. You know what I mean? I don't mind giving out props to our people. You know what I mean? That's what we do here at Coffee Talk Podcast. All right. The last letter. Drum roll, please. Not that type of drum. All right, y'all. All right. The last letter for tonight is the letter Z, the last letter of the alphabet. The letter Z, leaping, bending, twisting, Zulu. Dancers salute their new chief. The earth trembles with the thunder of the drums as the dancers thrust their cowhide shields forward and wave their clubs. Their beaded headbands catch the sun. The fiery white goatskin bands on their legs and arms move together as if all of the dancers were one person. The Zulus have beautiful and complicated dances for all occasions. The letter Z is for Zulu. All right. So thank you for tuning in tonight to Coffee Talk Podcast. Again, this is our cultural studies night. Our culture is so broad, so we give you a little bit of everything. Something for the children, something for the elders, something for your wives, something for the husbands, something for the whole culture. Because every Sunday and Monday, we pay homage to our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our scientists, our ancestors, our poets, our people. This is Coffee Talk Podcast. And tonight's reading was Ashanti to Zulu, African Traditions by Margaret Musgrove. If you like the show, go ahead and tell another, and tell another. They catch us 3 times a week. Alternate Sunday and Monday nights is our cultural studies night. Wednesday is our sports night, but we're not like your typical sports show. We don't care about who won or lost. We love to give you the different intricacies that goes on behind the scenes in the world of sports. And then on Friday and Saturday night, that's our grown folks social hour where we like to just come together like if we was at the club or the bar or playing poker or whatever, and we shit talking. That's what we used to do. Some people historically used to call it the snaps, the dozens, whatnot. But we like to come together, play 10-question Q&A. We like to have guests stop by. We like to go ahead and give props to our people all week long, 3 times a week, that is. And we like to just bring you the flavor. So find your date that you want to jump in on. Find your lane, if that's Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, Saturday night. Find your night. Tune in to catch me, Mashoon Saba, bring you the flavor. This is Coffee Talk Podcast. Tonight has been a blast. Sorry I'm looking rough. Didn't want to miss out. I wanted to be here for y'all, my supporters. So I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the universal peace sign. And I'm going to say again, stay tuned, stay busy, stay sucker free, stay close by, pay attention, learn, comprehend, do everything you got to do so that you can continue to elevate. Make sure you get the flavor as well. This is Coffee Talk Podcast. And you know what time it is. I'm gone.